Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. If you've been here before, welcome back, but if you're new here, my name is Olive. I am a crochet content creator and a small business owner, and I make lots of crochet content here on YouTube. So today I've decided that I wanted to review this rainbow velvet yarn. My mom found this pack on Amazon. It comes with 9 skeins for about $13, and in total it's like over 1,000 yards of yarn, which is amazing for $13. For reference, $13, I always use Bernat blanket as sort of like a marker with how much yarn costs. So for $13 you can get a Bernat baby blanket for about 220 yards. So over 1,000 yards for $13. Insane. Had to try this out. First impressions, this yarn is very soft and I love the bright colors. I think they are so cute, and I think I'm going to be able to make some really awesome things with this. I purchased a pattern from, I believe it's Cuteville toys on Etsy. I'll leave them linked in the description, but I bought this cute little elephant pattern, and I don't know, I think these are just going to be like the cutest little elephant colors, and I'm going to see if it makes like a cute little tie-dye elephant. Another thing I noticed is that the yarn is very thin, which makes sense since this is a velvet yarn. It isn't like a chenille yarn. So I'm hoping that this works up well and that I can get like a bigger final project than, you know, a smaller one, because I like my amigurumis to be a little bit bigger, but we'll see how this works up. I'm very excited. I did get this on Amazon. It wasn't from like a specific brand. Like, as you can see, there's no label, which is a little annoying. It just has this cute little bow on it. So I actually don't know what like the recommended hook size is. I don't know the yarn weight, so that's a little bit frustrating, but we're gonna kind of figure this out as we go along. I'm gonna say maybe this is like a 3.5, maybe a little smaller, because it is the same weight as like an acrylic yarn, and that's typically what I use when I make amigurumi with acrylic yarn. So yeah, I'm really excited, and let's get right into it. So, like I said, I did buy this elephant pattern from Cuteville Toys. There's their Instagram down there, so give them a follow. I won't scroll through this because I did pay for this pattern and I want them to get their money's worth. But this is what the final product is supposed to look like. I think I might do this sitting one as opposed to the standing one, but we'll see. I'm assuming it's going to be the same process. It's just going to be like you sew them differently, but this is the pattern I got, and I'm gonna make a little rainbow elephant. Ignore the red splotches on my chest, by the way. I think I got a little sunburnt. So anyways, the pattern recommends using the Sweet Snuggles Light by Loops and Threads, which is a yarn I have used before. I do like it. It's just like never in stock at my Michaels. So I might have to try this pattern again with the Sweet Snuggles Light that they're recommending. They're recommending like a yarn, like a 6-weight bulky yarn, which is not what I have. So I'm worried that this might turn out like a little bit small. And they're also saying 5mm hook, which is going to be way too big for this yarn. So what I'm thinking I might do is I might make one elephant just with the yarn by itself, and then I might double it up to make like a bulkier one, because I will do that with some of my yarns. If I want a bigger project, I will just like double loop the yarn. There's a specific way to do it, where you kind of make like an S and then you weave the yarn together and you can double up your strands. So I might do that. I might do one regular weight and then I might do one doubled up and see which I like better. And I feel like that would also give more of like a rainbow tie-dye effect if I doubled it up. I feel like the colors would overlap really nicely. So yeah, I've been doing a lot of yapping and not a lot of crocheting. So I think I am going to go start crocheting with this. Like I've said the past 3 times already, I just keep talking. But I'm gonna go start crocheting the little head. Boop. Okay, so I haven't even started crocheting yet, but I've already run into a little bit of an issue. There is no like end to into this yarn. Like, it's not like very obvious, and it kind of like, I don't know how to explain it, like the center pole and the side pole connect. Look, I pulled so much. But it's just like a loop at the end. And at first I thought, I'm like, oh, maybe they tucked the end into the skein, because sometimes they'll do that. But then I kept pulling, and oh, now I feel a little bit silly. So it actually looks like the end was tucked away in here, and it was just a little bit stuck. Well, there you go, problem solved. Alright, now I'm actually going to get started crocheting, and the pattern says to start with the legs and the arms, so I lied. I'm not actually going to start with the head. I'm going to start with the legs and the arms and the little bits and bops that I have to make before assembling everything, because I think you're supposed to crochet everything into the final project. But now I found my end. Now we're going to get started. Alright, so I have finished the first little leg here, and I used a size 4 hook instead of my size 3.5, just because I felt like this was a little small, and I think the 4 worked perfectly. To be honest, I think I maybe could go up to a 4.5, because this yarn actually works up thicker than I thought it would, which is good, because I was worried that it would be very small. But look at those colors. Isn't that just so pretty? Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with how this works out. I feel like the camera does not, my freaking iPhone 11 does not do this justice. Like, it's just so pretty. I feel like, I don't know, the way this color works up, like, it's just, I don't know, I feel like usually with rainbow yarns, it's weird because it'll be in like stripes or sections, but this is so like nice and tie-dyed. Oh, it's so cute. But yeah, I'm hoping that this is like a good size. I'm comparing it like to the pattern because I have my phone up against my MacBook, but I'm comparing it to the pattern and it looks similar to what they have. So yeah, I think I'm still gonna stick to what I said about doing one with just like the single strand, and then I'm gonna do another one doubled up, so I have like a big elephant and a little elephant. I think that'd be super cute. But I'm just gonna keep crocheting along. I'm probably gonna sit on the couch, hang out with my family, and crochet the rest of the little bits and pieces, and I'll get back when I have it done, because I don't know, it's probably gonna be boring to watch a time lapse of me crocheting so many legs and arms and ears and everything. I think that might be a little bit boring, so I will go ahead and do that, and then I'll get right back with you. Okay, so I am back, and I have finished all of the little pieces that I need for my elephant, and so far this yarn has been amazing to work with. It, like, I have not had any snags, no factory knots, which is amazing. I think that's also because the skeins are a little smaller, but no factory knots, which if you saw my last video where I reviewed the Michael's Posh Pearl and Cozy Cub, you know that factory knots annoy me. It's very soft and squishy, but also very firm. Like, this trunk is very, very solid. It holds its shape. Along with the ears also hold their shape very well. They're very firm, even without the stuffing, but they're still very soft, and I just love the way the colors have worked up. I'm obsessed. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and make the body and the head, and I will let you know how the yarn works once I start sewing it in. So far I haven't noticed any shedding, which is good because I hate shedding. I think so far, definitely loving this yarn. But yeah, we're gonna go make the body and the head, and I'll I'll be right back. Alright, so here is the final little elephant. I think it turned out so stinking cute. I'm actually quite happy with this size, so I don't think I'm going to double up this yarn. Unless you guys really want to see it, I might do another video with that, but to be honest, I really like this size. I think he's super cute. It's not really something you'd like keep in your bed. It's more of like a novelty item, like you'd put on your shelf or on your desk or something like that, but I don't know. I think he's so stinking cute. So now I'm going to get into the pros and the cons about this yarn. Starting off with the pros. The color. I love how this color worked up. I think it's so freaking cute. And this yarn is super soft and super plush and cuddly. And I don't know, I just think it's perfect for amigurumi. As you can see, this is like such a cute final product. I also didn't notice any shedding when sewing these legs and the ears on, which was amazing because it is always super annoying when you get velvet or like fur yarn and it sheds everywhere and it just like strips off of the strand. But this did not happen at all, and my stitches look pretty clean too, like with the actual yarn. I was a little bit worried, like if I were to overlap like the different colors, like a pink over a blue or something like that, you could see the stitches and it would look weird, but honestly you can't really tell. I mean, obviously it's like you can tell on the side that it's sewn on, but you can't really see my stitches at all, which is nice. Another thing I really liked about this yarn is it was very easy to fasten off. Usually I have like an issue with thinner yarns where when I decrease towards the end, especially with like a bigger hook size, it leaves a little bit of gappage when you tie off that last final row and you sew it shut. But I did not notice any of that really. You can't really see on camera, but like there's not really any gappage where you can see like the inside of the plushie at all, which is nice because sometimes that happens and I have to like go to a smaller hook size or I have to just like pull super tight to close it up without any gapping. But I did not have any issues at all. Overall, I really love this yarn. I don't know, I just think it's amazing for amigurumi. It is so cute and plush and cuddly. And another great thing is I had 9 skeins of this yarn. This is how much is left from one plushie. And you saw how big it was before. So this is like about half of the skein left, which is amazing. So I could probably make at least 9 of these little guys. Like I said, I don't think I'm going to double up and make a bigger version. I think I'm just going to keep with these smaller ones because I think they turned out, I don't know, I just think it turned out so cute. And I think this will sell really well at markets. And I might put some up on Etsy. We'll see. I think out of this I can make at least 9 of these and I can maybe sell them for like $10, $8, something like that. Super cute. So I could probably make a little bit more than 9 if I combine some of these like leftover skeins, but super cute. And you can make a lot of little plushies out of this. Moving on to the cons, because there are some cons. My issue is not with the yarn itself, it's more with the pricing. I mentioned earlier that I got this yarn for $13. My mom got it for me off of Amazon, and when I went back to look at the Amazon listing, I noticed that it is now $26.99, which is over double what I got the yarn for. So $13 versus $27, which is a lot more. It is pricey, but again, each of these skeins is 91 yards and you get like 8 or 9 of these, so you're getting like a lot. You're getting a lot in this yarn. So I did a little bit of math, which I probably should have done before I started recording. But if you get this yarn, which is the Homebees Velvet tie-dye yarn, which I think is what it's called, you are getting this for 3 cents per yard compared to Bernat Blanket, where you are getting 5 cents per yard. So you are getting more yarn for less money. with this. However, you do have to buy it in bulk, which is a little bit annoying if you only want to make like one little thing, or you only need like one more skein or something like that. You will have to buy the whole $30 pack again, which is a little bit annoying. However, I did find this yarn on sale, so who knows, this yarn might go up on sale again and you can snag it for $13, which is a lot cheaper, and you're gonna get even more bang for your buck. So keep your eye out for sales, because you'll definitely get this yarn at a better price. And $13 for like 8 little balls of yarn, it's great. Another thing that kind of bugged me about this yarn is I really do love working with this, but I would love to see it in more colors. I do love this color variation with like the pinks and the blues and the yellows and the white. I think it's a super cute colorway. However, I would like to see maybe some like solid colors, because it would be cute to give this elephant some little like pink or blue yellow friends. I kind of looked around on Homebee's like Amazon storefront, and I wasn't able to find any other velvet yarns in like different colors. I might have to just like search up on Amazon and kind of do some like snooping around. But when I looked on their storefront, it was mostly just like bulky blanket yarns, and I think that's what they mostly sell, because they were selling like $30 packs of like 10 skeins of bulky blanket yarn, and all of the reviews were like people making blankets, like finger knit blankets with them. So I think that's what they cater to mostly, but I would love to see more of this velvet yarn in different colors. I just wish they had more colors with this, because then I could make even more projects with this, and like I said, I could make different colored elephants to match this little guy. But super cute overall. Oh, my kitty just jumped up. Hi, Seiji. This is Seiji. This is my kitty. Let me get her out of the way. Overall, I had a lot of fun working with this yarn, and I definitely would repurchase this in the future, but only if it was on sale again, because there is no way I'm spending $26 on a pack of yarn. That is way out of my budget, unless I had like an Amazon gift card, or again, like I said, if it was on sale. Overall, I would recommend this yarn. However, it just is a little bit pricey, so just keep that in mind. But I think the product is super duper cute. Let me know what you think in the comments. Would you try out this yarn for yourself? And if you have already tried this yarn, what do you think? Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and be sure to check out my Etsy and my Instagram and my TikTok, which will be linked in the description as well. And hopefully you enjoyed this one, and hopefully I see you again in the next one. Bye!